In this video, we're going to explain everything you need to know to travel to the Douro Valley, the most complete video you'll watch today about this incredible region, the birthplace of port wine, covering Peso de Regua, Pinhão, the best quintas, and the best tips. So let's get started. The Douro Valley is, in our opinion, one of the most beautiful wine landscapes in the world. It is the oldest demarcated wine region on the planet, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a place of rustic and dramatic beauty, with steep mountains covered in vineyard terraces which slope down to the Douro River. It is the place where the grapes for the famous port wine are grown. But before we talk about the destinations, let's get to the most important logistics. When is the best time to visit the Douro Valley? This is the most important tip. In our opinion, the best time by far is the fall, especially late September and October. This is the time of the vindima, the grape harvest. The region is festive, the vines are heavy with grapes and have beautiful colors, turning from green to yellow and red. Spring, from April to June, is also beautiful, with the hills green and full of flowers. We recommend avoiding July and August. It's summer, and the heat in the inland Douro is extreme. Temperatures easily pass 40 degrees Celsius, which makes sightseeing very tiring. Winter, from November to March, is very rainy and cold. The vines are bare. And how many days to stay in the Douro Valley? Many people do a rushed day trip from Porto. It's possible, but it's extremely rushed. You'll spend 5 hours on the train or over 8 hours on the boat, and will have very little time to explore. To truly get to know and relax in the region, we recommend sleeping there. The ideal is 3 full days or 4 nights. With 3 days, you can take the boat trip, visit 2 or 3 quintas calmly, drive up to the viewpoints, and enjoy the sunset over the river. Mandatory documentation. To enter Portugal, which is part of the European Schengen area, you need 2 things. First, a valid passport with at least 3 months of validity after your departure date. Many nationalities do not need a visa to stay for up to 90 days as tourists. And second, travel insurance. Travel insurance in Europe is mandatory under the Schengen Treaty, with a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros. They can ask for proof of your insurance at immigration. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there's the comparator we use that always finds the insurance at half the price. And be aware, soon, an electronic travel authorization called ETIAS will also be mandatory for many nationalities, so check on that before you travel. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. You'll be close to all these tourist spots. The strategy here is to decide between a day trip or sleeping there. Option 1 is a day trip from Porto. The pro is the convenience. The con is that it's very rushed. Option 2, which we recommend, is to sleep in the Douro Valley. And here you have 2 choices. The first is to stay in one of the base towns, like Peso de Regua or Pinhão. Regua is larger, has more restaurant options and cheaper hotels. Pinhão is more charming, located in the heart of the best views, a 30-minute drive from Regua, and is where the best boat trips depart from. The second choice, and the most incredible experience, is to stay at a quinta, a winery hotel. The pro is waking up surrounded by vineyards, with a spectacular view and enjoying the pool. The con is that they are more expensive and isolated. You will need a car to go out for dinner. Famous quintas that are also hotels include Quinta de la Rosa, Quinta do Crasto, and Quinta Nova. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region. If you stay in Pinhão or at a nearby quinta, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here on the QR code on the screen and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel and quinta options within that location, at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. In every destination, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located in Pinhão, and another that is an unforgettable luxury quinta. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. The good quintas sell out months in advance. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation for almost all hotels. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips and that have everything much cheaper: international travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, the good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, the car rental comparator, which is essential for the Douro, and the global account to carry euros paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save this page to your favorites and use it when planning. It will make your trip much easier and save you a lot of money. Now let's talk about transportation. How to get around the Douro Valley. To get there, the best way is to fly into Porto Airport, OPO. From there, you have 3 options. The first, and most romantic, is the train. The Linha do Douro, Douro Line, leaves from São Bento station in Porto and follows the riverbank to Pinhão. The journey takes 2.5 hours and is one of the most beautiful in the world. The con is that once in Pinhão, you'll be on foot, limited to visiting only the quintas within walking distance. The second option, which we highly recommend, is to rent a car. We recommend renting a car in Porto only on the day you leave for the Douro. The drive takes 2 hours. A car is essential if you're sleeping in the Douro and want the freedom to visit the different quintas, which are far from each other, and to drive up to the viewpoints, Miradouros, which the train can't reach. The roads are mountain roads, full of curves. The third option is the boat. There are full-day cruises from Porto, but they take over 8 hours one way. We think it's better to take the train to Pinhão and do the short boat trip there. For those renting, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. It's always much cheaper, and you guarantee your vehicle, as they sell out in summer. We'll leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Now, for the main regions and attractions. The first region is Paço da Régua, the gateway. It's the largest town. The main attraction here is the Museu do Douro, or Douro Museum. It's the perfect place to start, as it tells the history of the region and wine production. The logistic is easy. It's in the center of Rega. The ticket costs about 6 euros. The second region is Pinhão, the heart of the Douro. Pinhão is a small, charming village. Attraction number 2 is the Pinhão train station. Entry is free. The building is covered in 24 blue and white tile panels depicting the work in the vineyards. Attraction number 3 is the Rabelo boat trip. These are the traditional wooden boats. The most popular trip leaves from Pinhão, lasts 1 hour, and takes you upriver. It costs about 12 to 15 euros per person. The third region is the wine route, the Quintas. Attraction number 4, and the reason for being there, is the Quintas, wineries. You must visit one. Quinta do Bonfim, which belongs to the Symington family, is right in Pinhão and is easy to visit on foot. The tour and tasting starts at 25 euros. Attraction number 5 is Quinta do Crasto. The logistic is that you need a car. It's famous for its infinity pool, one of the most famous photos of the Douro. The tour needs to be booked in advance and costs from 30 euros. The fourth region is the viewpoints. Attraction number 6 is the Miradouros. You will need a car. The most famous viewpoint near Pinhão is Miradouro de Casal de Loivos. The view from the top, looking down at the river bend, was considered one of the most beautiful views in the world by the BBC. Entry is free. Attraction number 7 is the Miradouro de São Leonardo de Galafura, which is closer to Paço da Régua. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive, and the most famous tourist spots like the tours at the Quintas and the boat trips can be fully booked. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the description to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for the 1-hour Rabelo boat trip in Pinhão, guided tours with tastings at quintas like Quinta do Bonfim, and even the full-day cruise from Porto, all at the best price, and you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. And they have free tours that are great, like walking tours of Porto, where you'll be starting from. Let's talk shopping. The total focus in the Douro is wine. You will buy port wine and also the excellent Douro table wines. The best way is to buy directly from the quintas you visit. Besides wine, the region is famous for high-quality olive oil, honey, and almonds, and the tax-free tip applies. The tax in Portugal, VAT, is 23%. You can request a refund on purchases over 50 euros. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Our mission is to help you travel more and better around the world. If you're enjoying it, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps us a lot. Speaking of gastronomy, the food of the Douro is rustic, hearty, and delicious. It's country food. The most famous dish of the region is cabrito asado, or roasted young goat. It's super tender, roasted with potatoes. But the star is the port wine. You'll learn to differentiate the styles. Ruby, which is younger and fruitier, and Tawny, which is aged in smaller barrels, has a lighter color and flavors of nuts and dried fruits. For restaurant suggestions, starting with the cheap ones, in Pinhão, look for Veladouro. They serve daily specials for less than 15 euros. Also cheap, in Paço da Régua, a Neto and table is a great option for modern tapas. For an expensive experience, Castas e Prados, in Paço da Régua. It's in an old train warehouse. A dinner there costs about 50 euros per person. And for absolute luxury, with a Michelin star and a surreal view of the river, the Dock Restaurant by Chef Rui Paula. The tasting menu costs over 150 euros per person. And how much does it cost to eat in the Douro Valley? It's a bit more expensive than the rest of inland Portugal, as it's a luxury tourist region. The golden tip is to look for the prato do dia, dish of the day, at lunchtime. For 10 to 15 euros, you get a full meal. A glass of Douro wine at a restaurant costs about 4 to 5 euros. A full dinner at a mid-range restaurant will be around 40 to 50 euros per person. And the tip? It's not mandatory, but it's very kind and expected to leave about 10%. What about nightlife? The nightlife in the Douro Valley is very, very quiet. There is no nightlife. The evening plan is to have a long, relaxed dinner at your Quinta's restaurant, or at one of the restaurants in Pinhão or Peso da Régua, trying local wines and looking at the river. Traveling with kids? For small children, the Douro can be a bit boring. It's a destination very focused on wine and landscapes. They will enjoy the 1-hour Rabelo boat trip in Pinhão and the train ride along the riverbank. The pools at the Quintas are also great for them in the summer. Combining your trip? The Douro Valley is the perfect combination with Porto. You need to fly into Porto to get here. The best logistic is to spend 4 or 5 days in Porto, exploring the city and doing day trips to Braga and Guimarães, and then rent a car and spend 3 days sleeping in the Douro. If you liked the video, like and subscribe to our channel to always travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a great trip.